Now, obviously, you want to do a post-mortem on every trade, not to be confused with post-Malone. So what's a post-mortem look like, okay? Did you really pick the best and leave the rest? It's amazing how much clarity you're going to have. If you back that chart out to day one, okay, the day that it triggered, or the day before it triggered, even better, and you're like, I really didn't look that great, then you didn't pick the best and leave the rest. Now you go through these iterations over and over and over, you get better and better and better. One thing I've done, again, complete last week at Bandcamp, complete presentations on, is you need to work hard to separate luck from skill. And if you figure that out, write me a letter. But when you make money on a trade, especially a mediocre trade, okay, if you got lucky and you think it's skill, you're in for a hurting down the road. And that's the thing. It's like you're going to get your is it just desserts or your payback down the road sometimes for bad behavior today is going to really hurt you down the road, especially if you get rewarded from that bad behavior. Annie Duke wrote a good book, Thinking in Bets. I haven't gotten into her book of decisions. I tried. Maybe I need to get back into it. I'm not into kind of the workbook type of format. I like to read and kind of think about it on my own. But in Thinking in Bets, which I'd recommend you read, go to davelerner.com/books-to-read, and it's listed there along with everything else I'd recommend you read. But she talks a lot about a good poker player versus a bad poker player, and she gives examples of the players and all. But it's kind of akin to, as somebody once said, like traders at the bar. The old trader at the bar is going to be like, man, I got my ass handed to me, or I did okay, or whatever. Is going to be kind of humble about the whole thing. And the new trader is going to be bragging about how well they did. And I think she was talking about, I could see his face. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. He could win the tournament, but at the bar, he'll be like, yeah, three games back. Boy, I did a stupid thing, and I'm not sure why I did that. Whereas I guess it's like Hellsmith or somebody like that who's a little bit more boisterous would be like, yeah, I won the game. I'm the greatest ever. But separating luck from skill is very important, okay? The traders who aren't going to make it longer term do not know how to separate luck from skill. When they make money, they think they're smart, and when they lose money, they think they had bad luck. Okay. Now, again, if you're thinking, what the hell was I thinking? That means you know what you're doing wrong if you find yourself saying that on a trade. And I would say raise your hand if you've been there, but I'm sure you've all been there. Okay. Because I know I've been there. And, these behaviors come back. Okay. So you have to constantly manage them. And that's what people forget about, is because they think that you're going to have the epiphany. And that's why I did the Million Little Things series. And we'll pick up on that in a few weeks. But I did that because it really is a million little things, and you have to stay on top of these things and continue to do them. So if you're thinking, what the hell is thinking, that you're on your way, okay? Provided you don't constantly say that. That's okay. What the hell was I thinking? That's okay. Learn from that experience. Again, those morning pages really help you to see whether you're becoming the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, and expecting a different outcome. I have this little digital notebook, and you can put tags on your notes, okay? And I have one called TDOI, which is the definition of insanity. Like if I do something stupid like an idiot. I also have one for shame, and I did an ogre today. I didn't put it in the presentation. I probably should put it. It was like a 100-share ogre on something, R-Blocks, I think, RBLX. I know that, it was RBLX. And I put it on, and I was like, I'll get to the stops later. I'll get to everything later. And it shot up 2.5 points or 2.75 points for my entry, which would be a perfect little intraday trade, right? 2 or 3 points on a trade. That's pretty good intraday. And I missed it. It came back in, and I nearly got stopped out. So you got to be on top of all this stuff, I think is what I'm saying. Now, if you think, well, in hindsight, I just got lucky on that one, amen. Boy, you're really coming along, okay? It's like, boy, I should not have taken this trade. I know I made money. I'm going to thank the trading gods. I'm going to throw a couple of bucks in the plate or whatever. I'm just going to be very gracious that I made money on that stinker. Now, if you're thinking, well, I lost, but if I saw that same setup tomorrow, I'd take it a heartbeat. Amen. You're on your way. Okay, that's good too.